Hello, and welcome to the fourth episode of Monday Night Bloodbath. And we're going to be talking about all the insanity that took place last week and some of the stuff that it just seemed like today the news just didn't want to stop. And I'm pretty sure there's something big that happened that I missed, but oh well, we got plenty more to talk about. And tonight is just me and Shock. So Shock, how are you doing this evening?
Good, man. It's America Day. Time to talk some
America Day?
politics.
Oh, because it's Monday.
It's our America Day.
Okay. I was like, what is it about February 12th?
I guess a lot of people are getting on board with Team America. Leftists are becoming moderates. People who are in the dark that were drinking the Kool-Aid of propaganda are starting to switch opinions. The tide's kind of turning right now.
Well, I mean, since you go that way, let's just start off with Mr. Rappaport, because you're absolutely right. There's weird things happening. And you've got this dude. If I could get my stuff set up appropriately. So you've got Michael Rappaport, one of the loudest people with TDS, coming on this Patrick Bet-David's podcast and saying things like this.
Believe in the Obama doctrine. All right, be nice to each other, whatever. There's no way you were voting for Trump. It just wasn't in the cards. It wasn't happening. It was abrasive. He was racist. The media, yada, yada, yada.
And he was a joke. Like as New Yorkers, like he was like,
Yeah,
he's a ball busting troll.
Exactly.
He's a
But
shit
here's
talker.
why I think you're going to vote for him this time. Because you.
Now that's a bold statement. I don't think he's going to vote for him.
No, yeah.
I
don't. Sorry.
Well, go ahead.
I also don't like this guy. He is trying very hard to fit in on that show.
This guy here,
Yes.
he looks like a Krasenstein. I thought it was. I thought they were doing like the right and left thing when this guy was there. I have no idea who the hell he is.
Yeah, he definitely
But-
there's nothing wrong with you being left leaning, but it just seems like he's trying to have the opinions of the air quote right. And
What's all this Bolt shit? Are they shilling their
What
own
the-
energy drink?
Is that their cred? Get cred, bruh?
Did you get cred?
You got cred, bruh?
You got to show off your cred.
He doesn't even like cred. I don't even know what that is.
But
Well,
we'll probably
look
get
up.
more into it later. That's what I'm missing. That's the thing. So there's been a lot of talk. Well, okay, we'll continue with this, and then but I don't. No matter who's running, I don't see Rappaport actually being able to pull the trigger on checking that box for Trump.
Well, what candidate is he going to try to push? Because it seems like the Democrats are going to switch to I'm the better Democrat. Because I think Gavin Newsom has a good angle. Because there's many times where Gavin Newsom would write his own bills and be influential, and then have the federal Democratic Party tell him to bend the knee and step down, with the gay bill with Obama, when it comes to how the borders ran, when it comes to lots of other stuff. I feel like Gavin Newsom actually has a decent angle where he can say the Democratic Party needs to change, and I'm that guy that can do it. I think everyone's speech is going to be why I need to replace Biden.
Yeah,
because why is everyone turning on him?
Well, we will you see, there's so much that feeds into that of what we're going to talk about tonight. But yeah, I just don't see Michael Rappaport, even after this kind of awakening he's having right now, being able to change his political beliefs. There's no way. So let's see what else he's got to say.
You've seen what happened under his first term. You didn't like it. He's the pig dick, and he's got the mean tweets, and he's orange. But life was good. There was no wars. The economy was going good. But damn, he's annoying to look at. But you also can acknowledge that the media had a major role in that.
Major role
in
that
that.
when you take a step back.
Yes. You also acknowledge that.
Because I
you've
will
also
acknowledge that that one thing about the Charlottesville that I ranted about.
Yes.
And I was wrong.
But the both sides thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to take a moment here to say fuck you to every person who I've talked to about this Charlottesville thing, and you refuse to actually watch the clip that I tried to show you. There's several of you out there. Go fuck yourselves. Sorry.
Had to be said.
So irresponsible.
And I respect the shit out of it.
Wait, let me hear him out. Hang on.
Yeah.
Go a little bit more. What do you mean by that? You were wrong on that.
No, because he said the both sides, there's good people on both sides. And when you see the full quote,
Yeah.
that wasn't what he said. And I ranted on him hard for that. Hard. There's some video about it, whatever. I mean, I ranted hard because I was like, what are you talking about, man?
Because you got played, and here's what this is why I think you're going to vote for Trump, is because you, much like me, much like many people, independent thinkers, not the sheep, realize we kind of got played a little bit. Yes, Trump ain't exactly the smoothest character. He's not Obama.
Jesus Christ.
No, but his policies and who he has around him are way better than what's going on there. And here's my final point. You see what's going on with the border. You see what's going on with the wokeness. You see what's going on with culture wars. And you see what's going on with actual wars.
Yeah.
Specifically, you see who the Democrats have exposed their hand, especially the progressive left. You see what's going on between Israel and Gaza. You have 3 starved David highs on your chest right now. And as someone who is a proud New Yorker your whole life,
That is
you
a
see
lot.
what the
It is
Democratic
like
Party has turned into.
representing.
This DEI, ESG, woke manifestation of ridiculousness, intersectionality, decolonialization. You're looking at that and you say, you know what? As much as I can't stand big dick Donald Trump,
You said it.
at least he's fucking normal. At least he doesn't want to turn my boy into a girl.
At least he's normal.
Well,
But yes.
At least he doesn't want to turn my boy into a girl.
Yeah.
At least he's defending Israel, not the fucking terrorists. And at the end of the day, I'm a reasonable person.
Yeah.
So like you said initially, I think I'm going to consider this.
Oh, I'm considering it.
Yes.
But to pull that, I don't know, we don't pull levers anymore. Actually pull that lever.
Yeah, but pulling the lever for Biden.
And then
I'm going to tell you right now, I won't vote. I'm not voting for Biden.
No.
I'm not voting for Kamala. I'm not,
But then you can't talk shit. And you need to be able to talk
Well,
shit.
wait a minute. So you're saying for you?
I won't vote for them.
So no matter what, that decision is
That
final.
ain't happening.
Okay.
No, I'm not. That's not happening.
Who, what?
For
I'm not
Kamala
voting
and
for
Biden.
Kamala. I'm not voting
Or
for
anybody.
Biden.
Well, but Mikey, what about
Not
anybody
vote for
else?
them.
What about Michael?
listen,
what about anybody
Vinny,
from
what
the
he's
left?
saying is
Who?
what he's saying
There's
is,
nobody.
I'm saying like
Kennedy.
goddamn-
Wait a minute. So you're saying for you?
I won't vote for them.
So no matter what, that decision is
That
final.
ain't happening.
Okay.
No, I'm not. That's not happening.
Who, what?
For
I'm not
Kamala
voting
and
for
Biden.
Kamala. I'm not voting
Or
for
anybody.
Biden.
Well, but Mikey, what about
Not
anybody
voting for
else?
them.
What about Michael?
Listen,
what about anybody
Vinny,
from the
what
left?
he's saying is
Who?
what he's saying
There's
is,
nobody.
I'm saying like,
Kennedy.
what if Newsom or one of these cats pop up? That's what
Gavin? I just left California. I'm not voting for Gavin with the good hair.
I love.
Now that's kind of surprising. Not voting
Gavin
for
with
Gavin.
the good hair.
I love that.
Gavin with the good hair,
But
just like
Fuck
Becky.
out of here.
So Mike, here's my thing though. So
I'm not a sucker.
Oh. So I don't know. So actually, I think you just won't vote. And
Which, I mean, that's a conundrum in itself. Is not voting still voting for the other candidate?
well, but you see, when you don't like any of them, no. Because you see, I don't like that argument where if you don't vote, you don't get to say anything. Because when you're constantly choosing between a douchebag and a shit sandwich,
Yeah.
like, yeah, when you're constantly choosing between a douchebag and a shit sandwich, you're gonna get tired of either one of them. And it's like, why? No, none of these people represent me. Which I think that's become one of like the biggest crocs of crap to come out.
Yeah, Duke Devil in the chat was calling Rappaport a sucker. He believed all the BS. I forgot who's the co-host that's got the TDS that we were talking about. The guy who's having the conversation with Rappaport. I forgot his name. It's
This
just
guy? the guy that was on the podcast just now.
the guy who's on the Value Team.
I don't know what his name is.
I forgot his name, but that dude, it was like seriously. I don't know if he's like really trying to like give the benefit of the doubt. Not benefit of the doubt. He's trying to like soften, kind of like relate to him a bit. It's like, oh, Biden came in the first year and you didn't like what he was doing the first year. It's like, no. You just started complaining about him now. You waited all 4 years when the worst, all the damage that Biden did is kind of already done. And you still didn't complain about it. But now all of a sudden you are complaining about it. And you got way too many people with TDS that don't want to acknowledge that Trump's the only one that actually is brave enough to vocalize his solutions to fix the country when no Republican will, not even Ron DeSantis will.
I must be missing something here. None of the above. The Monty Brewster campaign. So okay, the whole that thing where you were saying there, you're just now like you chose Biden and you're just now seeing it. Where does the grace come in for these people who were letting the mainstream media run their lives?
You really had the first year and a half, dude, maybe 2 years.
Okay.
Like Elon Musk, there's a few other people on the left that were like in the middle of all the shit in 2022, in 2021, where we're like, dude, the supply chain is bad. Dude, they're purposely, they're refusing to make energy. And they're, the people that were following all the Keystone Pipeline stuff, people that were following all this stuff when it was happening, they were very quiet that they actually did endorse Biden and they never brought it up.
So
that's what I would say.
You know what? I would be curious to know about Rappaport's thing with like he's like, so the Charlottesville thing, right? He brings that up and he's like, that's not, he didn't say good people. Well, he did say good people on both sides, but it's not what the media made it seem like, which I mean, even without seeing the full context of the script, which the media wouldn't give you, right? It would take a retard to think he was actually praising white supremacists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you would have to be a fucking moron to think that he literally just said that on public TV as the president of the United States.
That dude that started the, like, was it Leaving the Left movement, or what was the name? I forgot. He has started that
the walk away dude.
Walk away. Yeah, the walk away dude said when his like grandma or his mom or something like that like forced him to watch that video, he like shook inside. He was like, I can't believe I was lied to. Like he didn't say that at all. I went, how long? Like,
yeah, I believe
yelling at other people.
He had physical pain.
Yeah,
on his awakening. I wonder what it was that took Rappaport to actually go and see the full context, like, because that's like the red pilling, right? That's like the moment where like you kind of start seeing behind the veil, and like you start realizing that, oh wait, they're not telling us everything we need to know.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be curious. I know he's got a podcast. I kind of don't care to watch it.
No,
but it would be interesting to see where this journey leads him.
At the same time, I want to say I don't take Rappaport like seriously as like a public influencer, but at the same time, I think he's very genuine.
So for me, watching him on this journey is I don't see him as an influencer. I almost kind of see him as like a normal person. Sure, he's like been in movies and stuff, but I see him more amongst the lines of like a normal person,
like the POV of like a normal dude. Yeah,
yeah.
I think you're right, especially being in like, what was he in California, and he was in New York, and I think he was in another southern state.
Yeah, and he said he won't vote for Newsom
or Biden. Then like, what do you vote for? That, like, our first show when we were talking about like what we think of the political spectrum, like I'm just like, if you're not supporting the like Obama regime, right? Like the cronies, the Biden Hillary cronies, there is no Democrat or left that's not just straight up communism. Like, what are you gonna vote for? What are you gonna support? But I don't know. I still think too many people are going to vote for Biden regardless, dude.
Well, I mean, there's still going to be. It's not like it's absolutely no one's going to vote, right? Like,
you think it's going to be like Hillary, the 2016 election, where a lot of people actually don't vote?
You know what? with what when he said that he's not voting, and I thought maybe he said he wasn't voting for either one of them, but because everyone was talking, I had to go back and hear it again. I thought originally he said he just won't vote, and I was like, that's going to be a lot of people. That's going to be a lot of fucking people. I think
2016 though, the economy was so good, nobody was interested in politics. So that's that. But the
I
economy
wouldn't
is
call the economy good in 2016. We were still like we've been feeling. I don't know if you remember life much before 9/11, but like it had been downhill ever since. Even, like, sure, we had recovered from the 2008 bullshit, right?
Mhm.
But like gas was still through the roof. I paid the cheapest gas prices of my life under President Trump.
Yep.
And that's kind of like how I gauge things, how things are going. And all sorts of the price of so many things just went down. But but through Obama, we had still been going through post 9/11 economy.
Yeah.
And Trump kind of turned that around.
And people want to say that what?
I never thought never thought I'd pay less than $3 a gallon for gas. And I was paying like $2.25 with Trump.
Especially in the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, the West Coast gas is insane. Like in LA,
well,
gas has always been
shit out of you.
Yeah, there's a whole $1.50 in California. So you take $1.50 off of whatever it is in California, and that's what the gas price in the state usually is. But yeah, what was that? Think about it. When people take the red pill, their world conception is ripped apart. Physiologically, it can make people question everything they've known before. Yeah. I don't even know.
I've got that clip of that dude who red pilled himself. and it's a 10-minute long clip. That's why I didn't really bring anything, but he red pilled himself. And it's pretty good. He's talking about like he just started wanting to try and see. He's like, okay, so I don't like them because I see what they're doing is scary, but yet they see what's happening on this side as scarier.
Yeah.
And he just kind of went down this rabbit hole. And he didn't say what books he read or anything like that. That would have been interesting if you mentioned the books.
When you follow the path of the lesser of the two evils, the end of that road is always going to be
still
like
evil. That's why I'm saying like the fact that you can't tell someone you can't bitch if they don't vote, because they finally realized that they don't want to play the fucking game. Now there are those people who've never voted, right? And that be for whatever reason. Some of them might have realized that it's all a bunch of bullshit, and some of them might just never wanted to play, right? But like, you can't how could you demand someone to pick shit?
Well, because it's the policies that matter, and see, the lesser of the two evils is figuring out the puzzle, what's happening right now. But my point was like eventually that road leads down to like a dualplex, right? What do you call it again? Like a mono party. Both parties serve each other, but for the time being, this one is what's going to benefit us now versus that one.
We're already there, though.
Yeah, we are there.
Mm-hmm. We're at the mono party. And they're all friends. They go and they talk shit out in public, and then they're all fucking each other.
Oh yeah,
behind the scenes.
Trump dapped up Obama and be like, "Yo, where we going, Obama? You bringing the hookers or not?"
Yeah, back in the day, you would see McConnell, and I mean, back in the day, like 4 years ago.
But you also don't see that anymore.
Actually, and shit.
You don't see them being too buddy since 2020.
I quit paying attention to a lot of it.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I quit paying attention to a lot of it. I think it's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
The only time I saw some like civilness was between Forkin, hail
Forkin,
was between like Matt Gaetz and AOC, but right away that all stopped because she was told, you You can't talk to the other side. You can't make bipartisan deals. How dare you? Vote for Ukraine. Get back here. Oh, gosh.
I was about to pull something up, and then Duke said this. The Capitol is just WWE. They go on the floor and cut promos against each other. Backstage, they break kayfabe. I don't know what that. I'm not.
They all have gay porn blackmail on them.
Yeah.
Unless you're Matt Gaetz and you only cheat on your wife with women, then they don't care. Because that's not a headline.
So, speaking of other unexpected things, we have this man here, Stephen A. Smith, the biggest dumbass on the television. Maybe not,
he's so entertaining though.
he can be, but he's also a fucking idiot.
He's not as retarded as Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is a moron.
I think they might both be on the same level.
You think so? If you
I
had to
think they're
choose
both on
one
the
or the
same
other,
level.
who's more retarded? You can't choose.
Yeah, I think they're both idiots.
Damn. Okay.
I think Skip Bayless sometimes is more funnier because he kind of like does this weird thing where he like tries to make people feel sorry for him or whatever, but he's like doing it in a joking manner.
Yeah, and Stephen A. Smith is like paired with another retard. The boxing
Oh yeah,
dude,
who
Max
used to
Kellerman.
be? Who used to? Oh no, it's not Max Kellerman. You don't know who's on his show now?
No, I forgot. I haven't watched
Shannon
it for-
Sharp.
Oh, what? He moved over?
Yeah.
Oh, Shannon, bro, they're the same person. Just because he's black, you'll let him say those things to you? God, I didn't know that.
Dude, yeah, he
loser.
switched teams and
Oh my God.
he kept calling Stephen A. He kept calling him Skip.
Skip. He's been doing it for years, though.
I know.
Skip. All right, let's see.
So let's see what he has to say. We talked a little bit about this last week.
So you can pick and choose. What it came down to for me is this. I see homeless folks in the streets of New York all the time that are American citizens.
Yep.
I damn sure see them in California.
Yep.
We've got poor, impoverished, starving people who were born and raised in this nation. How
Let's not forget the veterans.
Oh,
in the hell do we come up with a $53 million pilot program for illegals, but folks who are here legally are born here, we don't have enough for them. Just like we could come up with billions for Ukraine, but somehow, some way, we can't fix the homeless problem. I'm down for helping Israel. I'm down for helping address the situations with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, okay? I'm down for helping the Ukrainians and fighting off Russia. What about poor and desolate citizens here? How the hell do you print money?
How long until he starts chanting America first?
build the wall.
That's all I hear is just America first, America first. Like that's all he's bitching about.
This just shows how trendy politics especially was back in the day. Like it seems that it was more trendy than it is now. Like more people are getting involved with it because it's pop culture, but that's why it's been more divisive. But I mean, like just being a Bernie bro was just a fad. It really was a fad.
Meeting a Bernie bro was the only reason I've ever voted. Like I hate politics. I think they're all a bunch of fucking idiots.
And
But then
Head is really,
I
really
met
hot.
I
when
met
was
someone who was
16.
talking about Bernie Sanders, and I looked into Bernie Sanders, and I was like, "Oh, he's a socialist. That's a bad thing."
Yeah, bad thing. I thought we killed all those guys, right?
Yeah.
America.
Hello, Acid and Steve, and yes, is Ross Perot even alive? I don't think he is. I'm sure he voted in the last election, though.
Of course.
So let's see what else he's got to say.
For foreign countries. But you don't print that money to help eradicate folks that are starving right here in the streets of America who were born and raised here. This is what I'm talking about. And so when you have something like that, what's the one way to eradicate it? Yes, you got to have a flourishing economy. Yes, you can't have inflation. Yes, you can't be on the verge of a recession. Milk don't need to cost $7. Bread don't need to cost $5. Don't get me started with how much sugar costs. You can talk about employment all you want to. You can talk about the labor participation rate. But guess what? If you ain't making no damn money and you got to get 2 jobs to pay the same prices or to buy the same amount of stuff that you used to buy and the price is higher than it used to be because of inflation, then guess what? What are you really accomplishing? That's why Trump is on the verge of getting elected, reelected. Because when he was in office, there was a flourishing economy.
Flourishing economy when Trump was in office.
I just think the derangement is still there to think
Oh, yeah.
that Trump is on the verge. He's on the verge of it. It's like, dude, he is the most popular figure. He is almost as popular as Taylor Swift. But more people will probably vote on his sake, on his behalf.
Dude's
How
asking how
expensive
much
orange
orange drink is.
It's
that
pretty
the stuff-
expensive.
Is that the stuff you'd get at McDonald's? I don't know what orange drink is.
You know what orange drink is? You know purple drink?
I know purple drink.
Purple drink. Purple, yeah. The acid knows. But I think there's you know what? Oh wait, who about the cost of your shit you use every day like oil? Oh, rid of all, baby.
Dude, everything you use uses oil.
Well, not wind turbines. That's pure energy.
Right, pure energy that constantly breaks down.
It needs oil to fix.
No, our democracy.
What's crazy though, man,
So-
is like,
Acid can only have purple drink because he's poor.
hey,
He can't afford the orange drink.
or the fruit punch, red. Oh, purple drink's good. But dude, it
Ooh.
befuddles me.
Do we know this? I'm pretty sure Steve says I'm pretty sure Trump is the only president to leave office with a lower net worth than when he went in.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked either.
Yeah.
I don't even know why Steve's watching this. He hates
Steve
this
should
shit.
be on the show, bro. He loves politics.
I asked him if he wanted on. He just got home.
Oh, bro. Yeah, tell us how you're gonna build back better.
Well, Chuck, you're gonna have to retire.
Oh no. You're older than me, Twitter dad. It's gonna be you that's retired. But just think of the Ukraine conflict right now. Trump could have easily, with the stroke of a pen, ended all that crap if he just made more oil in America and supplied the European countries. It would have destroyed Russia's economy and all that would have stopped in a heartbeat. But no, the deep state, they want war. It is the most clearest thing ever.
Yeah, they need the war because it lines their pockets.
Yep. And I mean, when you're Biden, dude, you're a slave because you're too old to enjoy those riches, man. Like, what are you working for?
It's a good question.
I think it's also you're just addicted. That's the thing. Most people who are rich are more addicted to the drive of getting it than actually enjoying it. You're addicted to the power and the progressing and the fighting because and pretty much it. You get addicted to the drive, whether you get the rewards or not.
So yeah, exactly this. Ukraine probably wouldn't have happened if not for Biden. Russia took Crimea during the Obama admin. Yeah, that happened during the Olympics, I believe. Which are coming up, and no one's fucking talking about that.
No one talked about the Super Bowl, dude. You know what's also weird about the Super Bowl? This is the first Super Bowl where the dark team, the home team won. Usually the white jerseys win.
Oh, really? I've never paid attention to that.
Dude, go look at every Super Bowl winner. It's always the white jerseys. Whoever gets home advantage, they ask for the white jerseys, and they always win. It's crazy. But yeah, no one's talking about the Super Bowl. All the culture stuff's dying.
No, people are more talking about fucking Taylor Swift, and it's like,
Dude,
Dude.
even
if you watched that game, it wasn't rigged. Yes, there was a blown late call, but that wasn't going to stop the Chiefs.
no, it wasn't rigged. That AFC game was pretty freaking rigged, though. Oh my god,
I didn't watch that one. As a matter of fact,
that was bad.
I watched like the last hour of the game. It was like at the 6-minute mark, a little before the 6-minute mark that I tuned in, and that was the first football I had watched all season.
Dang, yeah. I mean, at the end, Lamar Jackson threw it in the end zone in triple coverage, and it's like, well, idiot, he lost the game. But it's just like, but when you get so many BS calls in the third quarter when you could have scored, in the second quarter when you could have scored, in the fourth quarter we could have scored, it's like, well, then did he really throw the game away?
So yeah, TikTok was flooded with videos of people saying, while you're enjoying the Super Bowl, Gaza is being bombed and 1.3 million undying. So yeah, they that is a thing. Is Israel went in to go get some of their people out and blew up a bunch of people.
Damn.
There's something else that came out yesterday while the Super Bowl was going on. But before we get to that, since we're dealing with non-politicians, let's go into a section that is just pure cognitive dissonance. So we got here Brian Krasenstein, I don't know how you say it. Don't really care.
Of the president.
He's like, this is the only campaign ad President Biden should play for the rest of 2024. Just play Trump basically saying he'd encourage Russia and Vladimir Putin to attack NATO, which would start World War III on repeat over and over again. If this doesn't convince an American that Trump is a danger to this country, then nothing will, including 91 felony convictions.
My God.
Damn, fucking projecting here. So let's
Yep.
see, what is it? Because he wasn't the only one going on and on about this.
One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay.
Oh man.
It's like, I would encourage them. And like, okay, that last bit was a fucking joke.
Yep.
But if you don't pay, like, okay. As I was thinking about this earlier today, I was like, it is how more obvious, like the Team America World Police thing is fucking real.
Oh yeah. These are the same people that want to give homeless people homes. The sympathizing of just things that aren't realistic is why these people are just man children. You can't just encroach on the borders of your enemy and invite them into the club that is the We Hate Russia club and not expect them to feel attacked. Like the example is perfect. What if Russia had a pact with Mexico? Holy shit, how scary would that be? In California, Texas.
Yeah.
Our enemies that we've been at war with for years have an alliance with our neighboring country. That's fucking scary.
Well, Canada's just been letting China do military drills for fucking years now. So I don't.
That's different because our economies are a bit entwined a bit. So it's kind of like a tug of war. Like if they approach America, they can pull and they can give, they can go because we rely on each other economically more than Russia.
Hold on real quick. Hey, Wade, thanks for dropping by. Hey, if you want to join sometime, let me know. We'll get you on next week or the week after or something.
Heck yeah, man.
And no bang static doesn't work. But we'll see if it works from here. This should work.
I want to get the bonk one. Who's my work?
So yeah,
All right.
they just want America to police the world for free out of our own pocket. Yeah, wait, just hit me, send me a DM on Twitter. I don't know if I follow you on Twitter. Are you on Twitter?
I think so. I think I follow. Next week it is Real Wade Nation Gaming.
Sweet.
Be on Bloodbath.
But like they just expect America to do everything and to pay for everything. Like I've heard if you dive down some of the conspiracy rabbit holes, there's a lot of there's a bunch of theories out there saying that like the I don't know if he's telling the truth or not. There's a lot of people out there saying that America is just the world's piggy bank. And so that's how it's been designed, is to just fund everything, all this bullshit.
What marital role does Sweden play then? Because that's kind of where the money actually comes from.
Well, I don't know. I am definitely not that deep into the economics of all of it. But I mean, you could also make an argument that Ukraine is the world's piggy bank, at least for the elite.
Yep.
Right. You can't send me a D. Oh, then I must not be following you. Put your Twitter at, and I'll make sure I'll go check that out. But there was another. Oh yes, Bill Maher. Bill Maher is another subject of this week of cognitive dissonance. I don't know if you saw this. I think I just grabbed this clip today.
Maybe that's what I was gonna mention too. Is like, dude, Michelle Obama like rejecting the like throne really fucked these people, because they do not have an alternative to Biden, and I think they're panicking.
I'm sorry, what was that? Distractions.
You're good. I was saying, I think Michelle Obama like denying the presidency really screwed these guys over, because they do. I think that was a lot of people's bet on replacing Biden. It's pretty crazy that Gavin Newsom is not as popular that I thought he would be. I really assumed people would have bent over for him like immediately.
I know. I would have thought his American Psycho ass would have been a shoo-in.
This is like kind of like the biggest news of the year for me so far, dude. Like, Gavin Newsom is not as popular as we thought he would be. Because we know he's a piece of shit, but like,
right,
you know. But
and I mean, the dude. So like, okay, I don't know how much more of a comeback it is when they do a recount, when they do a recall on your ass, and then you go and win that one. Now, I mean, we're not going to talk about the chicanery or anything that might have been involved in that election. That I don't even know what you call that.
California made it clear that they did not want to vote a black monkey in as their governor. A crazy lady threw a banana at Larry Elder and said,
"Was it a banana?"
She threw a banana.
Oh yeah, and she had a monkey mask on.
She had a monkey mask on. Yeah. Threw a banana.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about the whole monkey thing is like white people genuinely have giant monkey ears and black people have small ears. I never understood how people correlated monkey with black people. It just, I don't get it. Where the freak did that come from?
I don't know.
Projection.
I never considered it until
ever.
Well, I said this on the stream just the other day. I didn't know like black people and fried chicken was a thing until I was like 20.
Did you not have friends though? Like black people love fried chicken. Like they will tell you that.
Right, but I just didn't know that. Like, so like I'm just hanging out. My buddy's cooking chicken. I'm like, damn, George, this is the best fried chicken I've ever had. And he's like, yeah, it's because I'm black. And I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Yep, there you go. You've been educated.
And then yeah, apparently that's the thing. And he's like, yeah, we like chicken and watermelon. I'm like, what? Okay.
I had a black friend like basically like baptized my dad as like he gave him his black card, because I like to tell the story how one time he decided to fry chicken he tried to fry shrimp, and then he decided to go take a bath. while the shrimp was frying, and he burned the kitchen down.
Who does that?
I don't know. He got his black card after that.
Yes, my name is Clarence, and I went to a private
Bro,
school.
you look like a Clarence.
My parents do not have. Yeah, dude, it was George. I don't know if he'll remember that. We were at the Largos and everything. Like, yeah, I'll stop. So yeah, let's see what Bill Maher had to say.
But isn't it amazing to you? Like it was in the paper today about this country came out of the pandemic way better. We won the pandemic economically. I mean, America.
Did? God, I don't feel that way. Explain it to me. I feel like inflation's insane.
Inflation is not insane.
Bill.
Oh my God.
Go buy a car.
There's numbers. Oh, I understand things,
a house.
but it has.
Do you understand, Bill? Do you?
Dude, did someone pat his ass down? How does he flip flop like this?
Because he hasn't done the research on this, and he doesn't have like any emotion, so he doesn't have to worry about money, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to look into it. And what she says at the end here kind of like points out that like, yeah, you haven't had to fucking count your pennies in a while.
Tripled here.
And just real quick, yes, Duke Devil, I believe the whole point of this show is for them to just get high and drink and talk about shit.
That sounds fun, but it's not really real talk about politics, is it?
I mean, is this real talk about politics? We're just two schmucks yelling at our screens.
Yeah, but we don't get paid by HBO to talk politics.
True.
Look, I get that people
Buy some fucking eggs.
That right there. Buy some eggs.
Who is
how
this
you
woman?
know.
She's gorgeous.
Oh, I'll tell you her name in a sec. I forget what it is.
Explain it to me. I'm not an economist.
There's feelings, and then there's the numbers.
Okay, what are the numbers?
The numbers have come down a lot in the last 6 months.
Okay.
In the last 6 months, but no one's seeing it anywhere, and I don't know why. And like gas went down a little bit.
And then things have been going down.
And then like the last 2 weeks, it went up like another 20, 30 cents again.
Yeah, the gas has gone up a lot. I think food has kind of
it's still
came back.
nowhere near what it was 4 years ago.
Oh, no, yeah. But it was like...
I don't think the food's gone down at all.
Well, California's got supply chain issues, dude. Like, it was crazy. Like,
how do you guys have... You guys are on the fuck... You guys have all
know.
the docks.
It's crazy, but it's
I don't
true.
know. And you could grow almost everything out there.
Dude, I live in the residential, the commercial, like the actual commercial, like there's farms. There used to be a bunch of farms there. Now they're all Amazon buildings. Like the farms are going away. The cornfields is now Sprouts. Like it's crazy, dude. I'm just seeing all this like made sense. Hey, that's where the food's made. Now they're all just Amazon warehouses.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, California has like so many different climates in it. You can grow so much shit there. I don't know why you guys.
Oh yeah, it's perfect weather all year, dude. Avocados are always in season.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Of course, it was inevitable when we gave out $6 trillion so that everybody could hide under the bed from the forever flu. That was never going to end well.
It was taken by the richest people ever and didn't get where it needed to go.
A lot of it was stolen. It was. We agree on that too. It was like, was there some response needed?
How much do you want to think he got some of that money? Because the way he said it, the way he responded to that.
Dude, probably.
That everybody could hide under the bed from the forever flu.
Nation.
That was.
He's telling us to check out the Twitter streams.
Oh. Okay, I'll check it out in a sec. The Twitter chat should be popping up in here. Weird.
Never going to end well.
It was taken by the richest people ever and didn't get where it needed to go.
A lot of it was stolen. It was. We agree on that too. It was like.
Oh my God!
Was there some response needed? Of course, you don't want the hospitals overrun, but it was just a massive overreaction, and that did cause some of the inflation.
Yes, it did. It caused a lot of the inflation, and it just was been downhill ever freaking since.
Dude, especially wages. Wages are fucked.
But he has no clue about, like, he like completely disagreed with the whole inflation going up, and I don't know how you could disagree with that.
Dude, you're just denying reality, man. My goodness. What is this election going to be? Like, the Democrats don't have a plan for once. That's me. They don't have a plan, and I think for once, not doing anything actually might help Biden get elected again. The more they attack Trump, the more people find him more popular, or they start saying like, "Oh, I'm coming to the realization that I may have to vote for this piece of crap who was the best president of my lifetime. No wars." It was so great, but he was such a piece of shit. It's like, I don't understand how you can't call out any other candidate who is too afraid.
That all comes back to this here. I've got to scroll back in the chat, but he said it. He says it almost every show.
Civil War.
I can't find it, but Duke Devil's all like, "But no more mean tweets."
Oh yeah, but the mean tweet, he was a big meanie poopy head.
No more mean tweets.
The tweets were so mean. Oh, remember when Trump got sued because he blocked someone? And he's the president and you can't censor anyone's speech, and they made him unblock him.
Right.
That was awesome. I'm totally behind that. And he did. I mean,
yeah, no, I don't think anyone that serves the public should be allowed to block anyone on
absolutely not
social media.
Yep, you can't.
I think that's completely fair.
And if you're a woman, have two accounts. You got your private account, and then you got your official government account, I guess. Whatever.
I guess why just for a woman? Why not just all of them have their own?
Well, because men stalk women more.
Right, but I mean, what would stop them from stalking?
Like filling their DMs with stuff like that? Because back then they didn't have the like. You couldn't block DMs until pretty recently on Twitter, unless you blocked them.
I thought you could shut them off to only people who followed you.
That's X. That's an X thing. That's pretty new. So back then they didn't have that, so you just got all those.
I thought that was always a thing.
No.
The only caveat to stalkers is blocking.
Right?
Yeah.
So that just helps. I don't know, if you're a woman, that just takes that argument down.
So we had Michael Rappaport saying that there's no way he'll vote for Biden. We've got Stephen A. Smith questioning where all this money, why is it going to everywhere but here? And last week, you probably remember, we talked about that border bill that got shot down.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess as of yesterday or something, the new bill started making some noise. Now, this is from The Hill. This is just to get the details of the bill. And then we have another article that's kind of about it, but in another light. So, Ukraine funding package moves closer to the Senate passage. And I think it did pass last night.
I have not seen this. Which is these ghost bills that get passed versus the theater bills that were never going to get passed. It's just so much proof that media is the enemy. Yeah. How do these ghost bills just get passed in a snap?
And no one knows they're coming. Like,
yeah.
So the Senate voted Friday evening to push the $95.3 billion package funding Ukraine, Israel, and other national priorities, which I believe the other one was Taiwan.
Taiwan #1.
Closer to passing the upper chamber, even though many Republican senators are upset the legislation doesn't include provisions to stop the flood of migrants across the southern border. Now you see, this was done as a jab, like the previous bill didn't have that either.
Uh-huh.
So this is horseshit. The Hill. So senators voted after negotiations. Did they have the breakdown? I guess not. Oh wait, so it would provide $60 billion to Ukraine, $14 billion in security assistance to Israel, $9 billion for humanitarian
Another
assistance.
Yumi Buster. Oh my god.
$9 billion for humanitarian assistance to the civilians in Gaza, the West Bank, and Ukraine. And then $4.8 billion to support allies in the Indo-Pacific, which, like I said, I believe that was Taiwan.
They keep getting away with it. How? They just keep sneaking these fucking bills in, dude.
And I mean, it's only $95.3 billion. There's nothing to worry about there.
Dude, screw Israel. Stop giving them money. All of them. Stop giving all of them money. They don't need it. If you're crying about Israel bombing people, don't give them the bombs. God.
So, and then we had, today, Senator J.D. Vance was like, you know what? I've looked at this bill. And here's what he had to say about it. Vance Ukraine funding bill has a kill switch for the next Trump presidency. Senator J.D. Vance is ringing the alarm bell about what he said is a kill switch for the next Trump presidency contained in the pending Ukraine funding bill. Thank you for that lovely SEO opening sentence. In a memo sent to his fellow Republican U.S. Senate colleagues, let me zoom in. You guys probably can't see this. I can barely see it. So in a memo sent to his fellow Republican U.S. Senate colleagues, Vance writes that the current funding bill would make the very same Ukraine funding accounts at the center of the Democrats' impeachment of Trump in 2019, the center of grounds for impeachment in future Trump presidencies. I just sent the below memo to every one of my Republican colleagues. Buried in the bill is text is an impeachment time bomb for the next Trump presidency if he tries to stop funding the war in Ukraine. We must vote against this disastrous bill.
To defend democracy by usurping a democratically elected representative with our representative. Which, I mean, if you were to take Trump off the ballot, dude, nobody is running for president right now.
No.
There's no one to vote for right now,
Nikki
dude.
Haley literally lost no one.
That was a freaking deep state stunt. That was never an actual candidate. Like, at least Bernie Sanders was a candidate. People wanted to vote for him. There's no one who's even trying to be president right now. It's also controlled. They keep playing their hands too thin.
Yeah, so that's a lot of the theories going on right now. Is they've realized they got nothing to stop Trump from winning, which I mean would bring up a lot of questions about 2020, right? About what people were saying about that. But anyway, like a lot of people are saying the plan is to just put so many damn landmines throughout for his next presidency that he's just not able to get anything done.
I don't know.
So yeah. We're gonna get to that, Duke. There might be some constitutional issues. Basically means we would fund Ukraine forever. Yep. And then Steve saying something here. Fuck everything. Let's fix America. I get the world needs help, but you can't help others if you don't have a solid foundation to stand on. That's what Trump's thing was supposed to be about. We'll see.
Chat. Give me a 1 in the chat if you want Steve on the show. Put a 2 if Steve can go fuck himself. All right.
This should be interesting.
Let's see. I'll start.
So at the core of the 2019 impeachment, wrote Vance, was he said to himself.
Oh, damn, Wade.
All right, Wade's coming out strong too. So at the core of the 2019 impeachment, wrote Vance, the $391 million in security assistance, $250 million through the DoD's Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative, and $141 million through the State Department's Foreign Military Financing Program. The false argument put forward by Democrats was as follows: as President Trump has allegedly paused these funds because he wished to see the corrupt nexus between the Biden family and Ukraine investigated, President Trump had abused his powers with the aim of interfering in the U.S. presidential election. The current funding bill of $1.6 billion for foreign military finance in Ukraine and $13.7 billion for Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative, wrote Vance in the op-ed. Read the whole piece. Oh, wait. What did I just get fucking bamboozled? This article shit. We're going here.
No way we go. The Republican people.
Nice, it did that.
Who's really the rhino? Is a conversation that will probably never stop.
So essentially what this boils down to is they're trying to make it so that they would not be able to stop funding the Ukraine war, and Trump couldn't do it. And if you stop funding the war, you would be a criminal.
Do you think an executive order undoing Congress like that would really, like,
It would
set off?
technically make you a criminal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, set off the dictator narrative. Because Biden can write as many executive orders as he wants, but something as bad as undoing what has been,
Well,
you know.
that's literally what he spent the first week doing when he was voted in.
Yeah, I know.
And like Trump tried to undo some of Obama stuff. I don't know how much he got done, or if he just
It's the nature of American politics. But no, like
was it Obama that started the whole just really putting out all of those? I can't even think of what the hell they're called.
Executive orders.
Yeah. I want to say Obama
Bush
was the one who just went super heavy on the executive orders.
Oh, more. Yeah, he did more than Bush, but like I had never even heard of an executive order
until Obama.
Until Bush.
Oh, okay.
Because I forgot, it's not the Patriot Act. It's the one before the Patriot Act. Like the right to if there's terrorist threats in America, the government has the approval to investigate private citizens' information. It was just investigate. It wasn't that they had actual like digital like connections to the information, but all that started with Bush, and that was an executive order under Bush. Yes, yeah. Bush started it. Mm-hmm.
I can completely believe that it was started by Bush because of 9/11. I think that was a bunch of stuff that started that they were just like, we're just going to start pushing shit through. And, and Steve, to answer this question, why do you pay taxes? It's because you're actually a slave.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, they want to make it so that they have to keep funding Ukraine forever, like what Duke commented earlier. And so why are we funding Ukraine forever? Like what's really going on in there? But I believe we touched on that earlier too with the world's laundromat. I had a meme about that. I wish I would have saved it.
Dang. That yeah, I have no idea, dude. There's lots of money. I wonder how deep it goes. Is it as simple as like World Economic Forum stuff, or is it as simple as just billionaires have a lot of money in there? Is it really just weapons? Because it's probably all the above. People got way too much money in that country. And Project Veritas, OMG, right? James O'Keefe, multiple times has showed how much blackmail that people have on these elected officials. and it's still not quite clear where it exactly comes from.
The
which is-
CIA, the FBI.
I wonder if it's even like private, dude, like private corporations, dude.
Or the cartel.
Cartels. Yeah. You already said that. You said the CIA.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Which apparently now there's if you ever saw the show Narcos, there's freaking Chinese narcos now.
I did not. I think I watched Narcos. Like, wait, no, I'm thinking of a movie. That was a TV show. I did not watch Narcos.
Yeah, Narcos is a TV show. Yeah, there's a Chinese Narcos going on in America now.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, in Oklahoma. It's pretty crazy.
Okay, so just out of a bit of randomness, I have a question. Is this weird? So, a local high school sent their band to Mar-a-Lago.
This is amazing.
I don't know. I think it's kind of weird.
What was it for? Like, who demonstrated it?
It's a Benny Johnson tweet, and all it says is,
Huh.
hold on. Actually, he stole it from someone else. Margot Martin. Let's see if they have anything. President Trump is greeted by local high school band at Trump International Golf Course prior to Super Bowl kickoff. So it's like just like their like private freaking Super Bowl pregame, I guess.
I guess so. There's a lot of nationalism, a lot of appreciation for Trump right now. I think that's all it is. I mean, those people. Yeah, I mean, those people are much younger than me, but
Well,
it's
yeah,
weird.
they're in high school.
That's crazy. Yeah, if it was college, I would be cool with it, but it's high school. It's kind of weird.
This is odd. It's odd.
A little weird.
So now on to the bigger news. Not that it hasn't been big enough already. So last week we had that special counsel thing with Joe Biden and his documents. And they finally came out with what they were going to say. I'm sure everyone's heard about this by now because it's been not quite a week. But special counsel finds Joe Biden willfully retained classified docs, but is too mentally feeble to prosecute. I'm not going to read that because that's just going to say the same thing. The report says the investigation uncovered evidence that President Biden willfully retained and disclosed classified materials after his vice presidency when he was a private citizen, but does not establish guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
My goodness.
And you see, here's a picture of the
There-
classified files in his garage. Hey, I think I used to have that elliptical.
Are you sure this picture was taken in 2022? It looks like it was taken in the 80s.
You know what, though? Like, if
Look
it
at
was-
that fucking treadmill, bro. My grandma had that treadmill.
Dude, that's what I was just saying. I was like, I think I used to have. But like, when would this photo would have been taken 7 years ago? How long ago?
2 years ago. It's
Does it say- does it say?
2022.
2022. Okay, so yeah, there is a lot of grain on this because, like, I don't know if you remember back like
There's a lot of
7
grain.
years ago, 5-7 years ago, after your phone was about a year old, all the photos started looking super grainy.
Mm-hmm.
That's gone away. But like there was a period of time where those cameras were dying faster than the phones.
I don't know. It could. Well, if this is the FBI or whoever took this picture, probably with like an actual camera, like an actual film camera, that'd be its only defense. We don't even need to. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Yeah, we don't even need to have this argument because Biden was like the vice president when he broke the law. Trump is able to declassify documents, which means he's not breaking the law. That's just the easiest argument to settle this. But yeah, I don't know.
Could someone fact check this? Steve's saying Trump's former wife is buried at the golf course and is getting hella write-offs for it being a cemetery.
Sure. Let's look it up.
I don't know. And then Steve brings up a good point. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't it. Where'd it go? He says, I'm legally not allowed to vote, therefore no representation. Why do I pay taxes? Yeah, they got you by the balls on that.
It was reported by the New Jersey Times. Oh, no, the Philadelphia Inquirer. Ivana Trump is buried at Donald Trump's New Jersey golf club. This could mean a tax break for the former president. Damn.
We'd have to see the tax paperwork to see if he's actually doing anything about it.
That's interesting. I don't even know why it's worth persecuting Biden over this when it just makes Trump look so much better. Like I don't know what the deep state is doing. I'm like super sus right now. I'm like, deep state, you're doing some really stupid things right now. What are you up to?
Yeah, it's almost like things just aren't quite making sense.
They're reporting the news accurately, they're reporting the news accurately, and we're like, all right, what's the catch? What are you trying to pull here? That's just so confusing. Like, stop making Trump look good. Like, there has to be a plan, or are you that retarded?
So we had that. So they came out and said that Biden has a bad memory. We're not gonna investigate, right? We're not going to indict him. And then we got a bunch of articles about this one guy here. I believe I don't remember where the main source is for the interview. But so I go with the post millennial because I just like the post millennial. Medical providers call Biden's mental state into question, a report. So we've got someone from outside talking about Biden's mental state. Is in the wake of special counsel Robert Hur's report on Thursday about President Joe Biden's mental state, medical professionals began calling for the president to take a mental acuity test to prove he is fit to serve. I think it was more than just the medical professionals. I think it was everyone who has been paying attention for the last 6 to 9 months. Shit, the last year and a half, 2 years. Nursing home physician Dr. Stuart Fisher told the New York Post, okay, so it was the New York Post article, something isn't right, and even if it's minor, it must be explained to the public. Don't disagree there. I don't know if I've ever heard this expression before. I meant to look it up. The horse is out of the barn, he added. Not only does Biden have an infirmity of some degree, but he has delayed producing objective evidence. And so that's another thing. There's all these people asking for the mental acuity test, right? They can just fake that shit. Shock, did I lose you?
I'm looking into this Ivana Trump burying stuff. Steve sent me down a rabbit hole.
But like, if people are if they all they have to do is say, yeah, he took the acuity test, he's got a fucking IQ of 197, right? Like, just make some bullshit up.
I just don't know how, like, imagine reporting something so factual that you're like, how the fuck is this news? Like, everyone could just see that he's mentally not there.
Right.
And I mean, I think it's a bit of an overreaction to say like there should be like a litmus test, because there are a lot of sharp 80-year-olds that we want in office, right? Ron Paul, I think we would still have him even though he's really old. He's still a sharp dude. The problem is the older deep state. Like, people are just in these higher office jobs for way too long.
You think the boomers are trying to end the world? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I do. The problem has always been the boomers.
Dude, they need to retire.
Yeah, force them to retire, damn it. Dude, okay, so Trump has always wanted to make a how do you say it? A fancy cemetery, a mausoleum.
Mausoleum.
Yes, he's been wanting to make a mausoleum since 2007. And he couldn't do it. He didn't do it. And then in 2017, he wanted to make a smaller 10 plot cemetery for him and his family members. And then he was trying to promote a 284 plot cemetery that also didn't get built. And so then he ended up just because his goal is he wants his family buried on his property. Like that's always been his motive. And he just hasn't built that cemetery yet. And she died pretty prematurely.
So is she just hanging out like off the 10th tee or something? Like
probably, yeah. She's chilling.
Just a random headstone over there on the par 4.
There is a picture of the grave, but I don't think it's real. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I found it. It's just a nice tombstone and a little patch of dirt.
Hold on. Make sense. Don't get me wrong. I don't like politics, but I'm all for not paying taxes and Trump and the king of using the broken tax system against. Oh, okay.
And so Jersey law has exemptions for being real property tax on lands dedicated to cemetery purposes. So he is not evading taxes because his property is not a cemetery. He cannot evade taxes with this.
Okay.
So I don't know. You need his tax. I'm sure they'll get the tax records again. Don't worry, they'll happen again. Well, but he can't avoid taxes by doing this because his property is a golf course. Because he wanted it to be a cemetery, but it's not. So he can't evade taxes just yet.
Yeah. So, and actually, Duke Devil says, "Wait, who made the tax laws? The government. If you use these rules to your advantage, that's their fault. Flat tax." Yeah. The idea that it's not a flat tax only goes to show that they're out here to take advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Because a flat tax makes sense. 10% is 10%. And if you make more money, guess what? Your 10% is more than the people who make less money. It's not that difficult.
And there are two types of businessmen. There are businessmen that want you to have money so that you can buy more of their stuff. They want the ball to roll. They want the economy to be stable.
Yep.
But we have too many communists that just want to control you. Trump's an evil, selfish, greedy pig businessman. Yes, but you know what? He wants a good economy, and so do I.
Well, so what if they are taking the American economy to position themselves in a way that it won't affect them. And so that's why they're looking like commies. They know what they're doing. And then they could just leave America and go to wherever the next best place is.
That is what they're doing, man. But like, where are they going? Your kids just inherit this god awful world that's insane.
Wherever the new America is, you know what I mean? Wherever the next economy roars.
Alaska, yeah.
Well, no. They're talking leaving America in general. Wherever the next economy roars, maybe China. So maybe they are trying to be commies. I don't know. I don't know world economics all that much, but they certainly are commies. They're all and when I'm talking about like major corporations, right? Disney. BlackRock, these giant companies that would qualify as too big to fail.
Yep.
Right. That fucking bullshit.
Yep.
Tell me we live in a capitalist society when that sentence comes out. Motherfuckers.
Too big to fail. I hate that saying too.
And that's the biggest line of horse shit is too big to fail.
Yeah.
Cyber Ninja's predicting that it's going to be Ukraine is going to be where the next economic boom
that
is
is
20 years.
Such like
not if Russia has anything to say.
Oh no, I was gonna say that's like a deleted scene from Idiocracy where like everyone just decides to like live next to Nazi Germany and not worry about it. It's really nice over here in Poland.
I mean, to be fair, Russia hates the Nazis, right? And I mean, if
Yep.
you watched, so like I didn't grab any of the Putin stuff, but if you, I did.
I watched
But
it.
if you watch the Putin Tucker,
It was awesome. Story time with Putin was great.
yeah, like he goes on to say like he's going on to say that he's doing this to like stop neo Nazis, right? There's neo Nazis all over the place, and he's trying to prevent that from happening. In a way,
Yeah. So he's using the fact that they're Nazis to kind of like bait Americans in a way, but he doesn't care about any kind of like racial supremacy. He just doesn't like Germans, right? They're just no. He doesn't like the country Germany, right? He doesn't like. I don't know. It's just a front. It's just more. It's his kind of like sad attempt of appealing to emotions, right? It's like, oh, there's Nazis over there. It's like, yeah, we know that's not why you really care. It's about the land. It's about the enemy approaching on your property, on your doorstep, with your resources. But
where did my thing go? There it is. Wrong article.
you were talking about something else before.
Yeah,
too.
we were talking about what this other doctor had to say about Joe Biden.
Oh yeah.
So Fisher told the outlet that while he is not Biden's doctor, he could not diagnose the president. He has signs of symptoms that indicate he might suffer from infectious disease or fatigue, he added. I don't know how this man can have anything more than a mild schedule. The more he pushes himself, the more difficult it is for the 81-year-old body to respond. And you could see that. Like, this guy is falling apart day by day. Like, it's just getting worse.
He
worse.
gets juiced up, right? And he is just like super like animated.
I don't
and
think
speaks clearly for a whole minute. And after a minute, it drops and he slows and he starts.
I don't know if the juicing's working anymore.
I'm saying it's working for like literally a minute. And then you immediately see the declining effects.
So Representative Ronnie Jackson served as a member of the White House Medical Union under President George W. Bush and as the physician to former President Barack Obama and Donald Trump, told the outlet that Biden needs an actual cognitive battery of tests objectively done, put on paper, and briefed to the American people by his physician. I'm not making a diagnosis, and I'm not saying the guy has Alzheimer's or multi-infract dementia or Parkinson's or anything else, he added. This guy has cognitive issues related to his age. He shuffles when he walks. He looks like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
Right.
He slurs his speech. He forgets where he's at, what he's doing. He can't remember names. He can't remember dates. That's not someone that should be in control of the nuclear codes in this country and controlling our fates overseas. So yeah, they pretty much just go on to talk about everything that we knew 4 years ago. Anyone who was paying attention, but the media did their best to hide it, and we had a pandemic that allowed him to hide in his basement for the whole year.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, I don't think Trump did much to attack Biden. His vice president destroyed him in the debates. Like, his own side was like calling the shots about his son, about China, about comments he said in the past, and then all that goes away.
Steve's over here retracting his own messages, or is YouTube retracting his messages? Because they show up over on I just looked over there, and he said this one was retracted.
Well, fairly said, Duke Devil. Trump's message is a good message. The messenger is just imperfect.
Yes, I will agree with that. He generally has a good message.
And
I think he surrounded himself by a bunch of fucking assholes that undermined everything he tried to do.
That's the problem. Yep. His cabinet, his VP, everything.
Yeah. Man, I should ask my dad how he feels about Mike Pence now, because he was so excited when he's like, "Yeah, Trump chose Pence." I'm just like, "Oh yeah, just another fucking shill."
I'm sorry you have to cope with the fact your dad's a homosexual. Sorry, that is sad. Don't worry. My internet father, Jordan Peterson, also endorsed Pence.
Is what do you mean by your internet father?
Jordan Peterson.
Why is he your internet father? Because he told
I
you to
love
clean your
him.
room and you finally listened.
Yep, and I cleaned my room and I said,
Okay.
"Thanks, Daddy."
I cleaned my room a little bit today. I made it a fucking disaster last night.
Nice.
I've one of those sleep number beds, and I lost the fucking remote.
Wait, isn't it like a cord remote? It's a wireless remote.
Yeah, it's a wireless remote.
Can you buy a new one and just repair it?
No, I found it. That's why I tore up the room. It somehow fell behind the bed.
Nice.
So,
Dude.
there's been a lot of talk about, well, actually, I don't have the clip, but Alex Jones came out today saying that they're going to replace. They've been wanting. They originally were planning on replacing Biden during the DNC, right? The Democratic National Committee thing in June or July or whatever. But now he's coming out saying it's going to happen sooner. And one day in the near future, this may be our president. So I have a question for you before I play this.
I have a question before you play this.
What's that?
Kamala or Nikki Haley?
Oh God!
Not to endorse, like to smash.
No, yeah, you're talking about in the bedroom.
Because I'm just saying, whenever I see a retarded woman that doesn't have a good policies, not saying you can't be a woman and not have good policies. I used to like Tulsi Gabbard back in the day. These women must give mean blowjobs. And Nikki Haley has been reported to have sexual relations with people outside her marriage. So these women obviously give a mean blowjob. There's no other real reason why they're here. Because she used to party with fucking, what's his name, dude? Charlemagne? Not Charlemagne.
No, she partied with the fucking guy from San Francisco or whatever his name
bro.
was.
And she looked good, I'm not gonna lie.
So this isn't fair. You ask me Nikki Haley or Kamala, and people ask Dermy, Amaranth, or Gorlock.
Gorlock. And
I'm like,
chooses Gorlock.
That's an easy choice. This isn't easy.
I think it's easy, bro. It's Kamala.
But she's so fucking annoying. Like her laugh. Could you imagine having to hear that laugh? Like, do you have to finish?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'm just saying, Nikki Haley, I'm not even getting it up. All right.
I'm probably going Kamala as well.
Yeah.
So now my question for you is: Kamala Harris drunk in this clip?
Dude.
Chat, I want to hear your opinion. Is Kamala drunk? Here we go.
I'm pointing to the direction of what I believe is the Capitol. And what needs to happen in terms of people who otherwise have evidenced themselves having a feckless quality, to show some courage, to reject the false notion that suggests you're either
Devil, that's cheating. You can't do that. That's cheating.
Yeah, that's cheating. You can't say anyone would choose Tulsi. That's an easy choice.
Absolutely.
Once again, Gorlock or Amaranth.
Yeah, exactly.
So listen to this. I think she's drunk. Listen.
She's absolutely drunk.
To reject the false notion that suggests you're either in favor of the Second Amendment or you want to take everyone's guns away, when in fact it's just reasonable. I support the Second Amendment, but it's reasonable to say we need an assault weapons ban. It's reasonable to say we need universal background checks, that we need red flag laws. It's reasonable to say that if you want to deal with violence in the community,
she's pulling a Hillary Clinton. You're
from,
hold on, pause it. You are from California. What the fuck is this southern accent you got going on here? God, do you know what this is? She's literally like word for word doing the same speech that Matthew McConaughey gave. This is like word for word the same speech. Even the Southern accent.
Well, you know what? Her boss is known for plagiarism. I bet she wouldn't be beyond that.
This literally this the same speech in the same Southern tone. The Henny just started hitting. Yeah. I remember the 70s and I was listening to Snoop Dogg and smoking weed.
Right. Yeah. No. She was in school. Was it before or after Tupac had died? Well, it was before Tupac
man.
was ever a thing. Yeah.
She was in school and even in the 80s. She would have been in school in the 70s. Should have been born in at least 69 or something. I don't know.
All right.
In the community, you also got to understand it's not only about mass shooting situations, which are horrific, and it's about everyday gun violence.
Every day in Chicago. Is that what you're talking about?
Dude, I don't know what's going on back there, but my brother is like dying in the other room. Like,
Steve found the Henny as well. Have him give a speech about gun control. Dude, Steve's gonna be like, when you turn 18, you gotta come. I'm gonna give you an AK. You're gonna get a gun. And you're gonna retire when you're 60. Oh no, was it 40? Was it 50?
You know what? I mean, if we're gonna do socialism, I don't have a problem with the government giving everyone a gun when they turn 18.
Like Tim Pool style.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I think like one of the greatest, before the government shuts itself down, they should commit one of the greatest bits of socialism and give everyone a gun.
That would be great. What would you call it? It'd be like a give back.
The Great American Free for All.
The Great American Free for All. I like it.
Oh my God, there'd be so many fucking dead people. And not because people were killing each other, it's because people would be committing suicide intentionally and accidentally.
Yeah, and accidentally, dear Lord. They should just let people buy their arsenal, you know.
They should just let people what?
They should let people like buy like most of their guns from them, you know what I mean? Because like I know they have bioweapons, they have missiles, they have Air Force. So I'm saying like all the unnecessary like guns that they're selling to Ukraine and all that stuff, and military is way too big for boots on the ground, stuff like that. You should just sell all that stuff back to the American citizens because it's their taxpayers' money.
This is an important question.
Yeah, that's even worse.
So I didn't know this was a thing until today, but apparently Jeremy Griggs of Geeks and Gamers has been calling Kamala Harris Forrest Gump.
Laugh like a box of chocolate. I watch him all the time. I haven't noticed him say that. I've missed the last few Cobra casts.
Before you said this, Steve, I was thinking maybe you were just implying that she's just retardedly sober and therefore a retard.
A retard. We're all a bit a retard. No, she's still alive. That's how we know.
So you know what? We went through just about everything I had pretty quickly. There's the stuff about Putin asking about NATO. What do you think about that? So like
Okay.
Putin supposedly asked Bill Clinton if he could join NATO, and Bill Clinton said he'll check. And then
he didn't say he'll check. He said, I doubt it. He was like, hey, like he said they are not going to let that happen. So he was having dinner with Clinton, and he was basically saying like they're not going to allow that to happen. Like implying that Clinton is fine with it because they're having like dinner together. And what was interesting is that he asked him, when was the last time you spoke to Biden? And he said he didn't remember.
Do you believe that?
I actually do believe it.
I don't think I do.
You don't think so?
No. Because you know that this is Biden is the one person who is making this whole thing with Ukraine last so long, right? No one else is chipping in. Okay,
Yeah.
some people are chipping in, but no one's chipping in like we are, right?
Yeah.
So
you think it's like when Biden meets with Xi Jinping, they're like, oh yeah, the border and this, but oh geez, there's so much fentanyl. Or like, remember when he talked to Russia about the oil valve? Don't whatever you do, don't hack this infrastructure. You can hack the private citizens' infrastructure, but any federal infrastructure, well, you can do that too, but just don't do this pipeline because the guy who knows how to open it is fucking dead. So we would be screwed if you did that. Do you think he meets with him and he has these half-ass conversations saying that, oh, please, but don't do this, and then he just gets to steamboat him and does whatever he wants?
Okay.
Those are the only conversations that I believe would happen with him. Because that's how he talks with every other leader. He talks about the king. I don't think he's ever met but when he talks to who's the conservative guy from Britain? The guy with the fucked up teeth.
Boris Johnson.
That's how he talks to Boris Johnson. So like those conversations, yeah. But his point was he doesn't remember talking to Biden because it wasn't like a sufficiently it wasn't like a real conversation.
Do you think they've ever had a real conversation?
Who?
Putin and Biden? Or has it always been Biden's lackeys, aka the people behind the puppet sticks?
Well, he definitely didn't negotiate with those prisoners. So other than that, there have been times where they say they've talked,
Right.
about the infrastructure, about the hacking, about all that stuff. They say they've talked. And I'm just like, okay, maybe they did talk, but it's in that that manner that he does talk to all foreign leaders, all national other countries. That's how he talks to people. Oh, please, oh, we're this. Oh, please don't do this. And it just comes from a weak perspective. And then everybody steamrolls him. Xi Jinping steamrolls him. Boris Johnson steamrolls him. And so the reason why all this conflict is happening in Ukraine is because Putin, therefore, steamrolls him. He hacked. The reason why oil prices are so high is because Biden said no fracking, no drilling. We're going to buy oil from Ukraine. And Russia hacked that pipeline that the federal government didn't know how to open back up. Russia, legit hacked America. That resource that Biden was planning to use while he was doing all the turkey cutter pipeline stuff, he was going to rely on that oil that was up north from the Dakotas, but all that got hacked. So these conversations that he has with them, I don't think are real. And his point was he doesn't remember talking to Biden because he's not an actual real person, right? Versus Bill Clinton, he had an actual conversation. Trump, with people he respects, he remembers them. But Biden, I don't think they've actually had an actual coherent argument that that they respect one another, because Biden's never had that conversation, even with our long-term allies, Britain. I'll get off my soapbox.
No, you're fine.
Steve mad.
Fuck Steve. I'm going to answer his question though real quick. He says, "Does anyone know why the Roman Empire collapsed?" And I was going to tell him gay orgies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this is what you see. You're making.
Oh, thank you.
Because you're hitting it. You're hitting it too close to home for Steve.
Damn, sorry, Steve. Appreciate it, though. But yeah, that's what I think, though. What do you think?
As far as them talking, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they'd never had an actual diplomatic conversation, because I don't know. I don't know if Biden's capable of doing it.
So, would you consider them being at a table with 5-on-5, 5 Americans, 5 Russians at a table together, or would that be a conversation, or do you think no?
You know what?
Biden's not
So I
included.
was thinking over the phone.
Okay. Oh, one-on-one phone. Yeah, I think that's where that hacking story came from. That was probably a one-on-one.
What, you think you told Biden that he hacked the pipeline here?
Biden said Putin don't hack the pipeline. I told him of some infrastructure that was off limits. There was certain American infrastructure that was off limits for hacking. That's what he said. And that could have came from a private
I don't
phone
remember
call.
this because this is a fucking retarded conversation to even be having.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But no, he did say that.
Oh, they're off limits. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
How is that going to stop anybody?
And that's Putin's point. He doesn't respect Biden. Therefore, how would he remember a conversation like that? Versus, what's interesting is Bill Clinton was never the president. When he said, like, hey, can I join NATO? Which, by the way, he never wanted to join NATO. He just wanted to see if that peace card was available to him. I understand he's a dictator. Right? I'm not defending Putin. But the point was, he's like, hey, can I join NATO? And then Bill's like, oh, gee, I'm going to have to ask the old lady. I'm going to have to ask Hillary. I don't know. She's probably going to say no, that bitch.
Okay,
But
did we talk about the NATO stuff on Thursday, or was that when I was on the pub on Friday?
I think it was the pub.
Okay, because somebody said, "Fuck," what did they say?
We got in politics a bit on the pub.
Yeah, that's right. The pub, we did get political. Someone was saying that Russia knows there needs to be not necessarily a bad guy, but like an adversary type position.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to remember too.
I don't remember who said that, but I was like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense, because if everyone just does the same thing, we end up with that global bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that makes complete sense, and it'd be interesting if he actually saw it from that perspective.
All this is going to change when Putin dies, though. That whole country is going to change.
God.
And what's also interesting is I wanted my first political video was going to be me like shitting on Dave Rubin, because he said that Kim Iverson had an AOC level take when she said, if you made Israel and Palestine a dual state, right, all the Jewish people would go back home. And she started tracing it all. And they said a lot of people that are in Israel actually came from Russia. So they may just go back to Russia. And he was freaking out. I'm like, no, like, I think that's true. Like, if America gets what they want and Palestine is air quote freed, whatever that means, and Russia loses Putin and they have a whole new like cultural revolution, like this landscape could really change in like 10 years, man. It's going to be insane.
Obama had to ask Shira.
Bill had to, that's what he made it sound like. I know he was talking about NATO, but he was like, I don't know if she's gonna I don't know if NATO's gonna let you. He like, this dude was Hillary the president all along, dude.
So, I was a kid during Bill Clinton, and I remember the running joke early on was it was Hillary that was calling all the shots.
Really? Was that like a common joke?
So there's literally t-shirts of Bill in a wedding dress and Hillary in the business suit.
Nice.
Yeah, that was definitely a thing. I mean, I'm too young to remember that, but I remember that t-shirt.
Huh.
I was we were walking somewhere in downtown, and that t-shirt was just hanging out in some store's window. I was like, oh, interesting.
Yep.
So I forgot there is one more story that I want to talk about. We start worrying for our buddy Kenzo.
Dude,
he's going to have to start watching what he says online.
That sucks, man.
So the UK Online Safety Act officially grants MSM permission to publish lies. Welcome to the UK, where it's now official government policy that you can't can't publish misinformation, but The Guardian, the BBC, Disney, and Netflix can. Yes, it's true. The recently signed Online Safety Act brands the publications of false information a criminal offense punishable up to a year in prison unless you're an MSM, mainstream media outlet, when it's totally fine. Think even the corrupt and bloated criminal class that rules over us would never dare be that blatant. Take a look at Section 179, making it illegal to publish false information with the intent to cause harm. So, false threatening communication offenses. A person commits an offense if the person sends a message. The message conveys information that the person knows to be false. How are you going to prove that? Oh, well, it's an image. Well, let me highlight it. At the same time of sending it, the person intended the message or the information in it to cause non-trivial psychological or physical harm to a likely audience. What? Non-trivial psychological and physical harm. Is this like if you go out there and say, hey, if you eat Tide Pods, you're going to be fine?
I think a lot of people might agree with this law. I think if you say that water is wet, your ass goes straight to jail.
But like that's not going to harm anyone. Like,
oh no, it's non-trivial.
I want to know where they get the psychological harm from.
Oh, that's like if you post Trump and you give some blue hair girl like
dude, that's memes.
It's memes.
Because
yeah,
memes are just jokes, right? But people think they're fucking real.
Yes. Words are harmful.
Memes. They just made memes illegal in the UK.
Memes have been illegal for a minute. Like, remember the guy who got all the pride flags and turned it into a swastika?
Yes. Yes.
And he went to jail.
Where was that?
Count Britain.
Okay. Well, yeah, and then Count Dankula went for his teaching his dog to hail Satan.
Yes.
I mean, Hitler, Satan, Hitler, whatever.
Whatever, same thing. Scotland is Britain.
So it says, then look at Section 180, which exempts MSM outlets from this new law. A recognized new publisher cannot commit an offense under Section 179. An offense under 179 cannot be committed by the holder of a license under the Broadcasting Act of 1990 or 1996 in connection with anything done under the authority of the license. How much you got to pay for that license?
Oh my gosh. A license to meme.
A license to broadcast. A license to stream.
I mean, it's already a pretty British thing. There's a license for everything.
Yeah, this is true. An offense under Section 179 cannot be committed by the holder of multiplex license in connection with anything done under authority of the license.
Oh, yeah. So that means your license can get yanked from you. So you actually don't really have a license, right? So if you don't say anything, if you're drinking the Kool-Aid, right? You're joining the program. I don't think you really need a license unless you're like, for the BBC or for like these big like news companies, right? But the whole point of the license is to just yank it from you and have that be a headline.
I bet the BBC has a license.
No, yeah, I know they do. I'm just saying, like, for like independent and like small.
So yeah, actually, because you're not going to get the license unless they approve you. So they have the license, and they'll yank it if they ever think they need to. But like, they would never yank it from the BBC because that's literally the fucking propaganda arm of the UK.
And if you're not breaking the law because you are with the program, you may not really even need the license. So it's just a lot of this stuff is just impossible to enforce, and it's to be selectively enforced. Which is funny because when it came to the COVID stuff, Britain was very transparent. Where like every all Alex Jones was doing was just reading the BBC to debunk American mainstream media when it came to like COVID stuff. That's what's really funny.
Steve says, if you comply, you're Gucci. If you're not compliant, you might as well be a Goodwill.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this license doesn't mean anything. They'll just yank it from you. And then if you're with the program, you probably don't need the license anyway, unless you're like the big BBC.
Oh, so this is all, and that's without even getting into Ofcom's select committee or how they choose to define misinformation. Welcome to the modern definition of freedom of speech, where the mainstream media are directly and explicitly permitted to knowingly publish false information with intent to cause non-trivial harm, and you could be sent to jail for a year for calling out their lies.
That's yeah, thank you. Wait. No, you're insane, Neo. How?
I'm not highlighting Steve's comment.
The real book bagging and comics show.
The real book boarding.
Book boarding.
Yeah, boarding and bagging.
Boarding and bagging comics, yeah.
So okay.
You're insane, Neo. That thin little fake piece of plastic. I'd rather have a fat ass.
So, and it looks like our friends across the pond might not be far behind. The big tech Senate hearing started yesterday, and social media executives are already throwing their support behind the new Kids Online Safety Act. Fuck, I have to go look something up.
Yep.
We'll just do that. Why does that link to UK movies? What the fuck? Anyways, with the EU's own Digital Service Act coming into force later this month, and all the focus on misinformation and disinformation at Davos 2 weeks ago, because those people can't help but control the flow of information, we could see the real crackdown on internet free speech is about to kick into gear. This entire website's screwed. Good times. More in-depth breakdown? No, I don't care. Is that it? Yeah, no.
I mean, this is for just information and indoctrinating, dude, because you don't need to have an information bill to protect kids from predators. Like, to even combine these two into a bill makes no sense. Or whatever they do in Britain. Is it a bill in Britain, or is it just a law? I think it's called a law.
I don't know the vernacular.
Yeah. But to justifiably, right? Because that's the whole thing, that all priests are pedophiles, right? So if there is a pedophile priest, yeah, throw him in the slammer. He deserves it, right? But your own like country is gonna have like the DEI, inclusive, equity, and diversity, LGBT, like acceptance into your schools. That grooming shit's okay. And you're going to tie this in with an information bill about what news sources can lie and which ones can't lie. I just don't know how you combine these two. They have nothing to do with each other. It's basically just, hey, Britain, our boot made it to the digital world, and we're going to stick it on you. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what
the British boot has made it to cyberspace.
Okay, so the kids, I'm looking at that Kids Online Safety Act. The link to an article that was updated on the 31st of January, talking about big tech getting behind it.
Yep.
Who's Todd Young? Sponsored Senators Blumenthal and Blackburn.
I just don't understand. I don't really understand the Child Safety Act thing, because it's supposed to protect people from predators, right? And it's supposed to block corn, right? But if there's no like actual age verification that they're enforcing, I don't know.
You see, this is the problem. This is the problem. This is why I might be with Steve here. And the boomers need to retire, because you've got these people who don't know how the internet works, making rules for the internet. They don't. You also, we're moving away from the American way of life. We're being responsible for yourself. Look, yes, there is a lot of nasty shit on the internet, and kids can get wrapped up into that, but parents aren't doing their due diligence. And you know what? I get to get on this soapbox because I've done it. Okay, it's not that hard to protect your kids, and if you really want to know how, Google is still a useful tool. People forget that the internet was the biggest thing. The biggest advantage the internet gives you is the ability to learn new shit.
Oh yeah,
and people forget that. They're too busy. 15 years ago it was cat videos. Now it's fucking dick lopping videos, or people trying to.
What's going in my butt?
Yeah. Today,
if you're
I
gonna
feel
let
like
your phone give you insomnia, you might as well learn a few things.
Today, I think I'm a unicorn.
Oh, I'm coffee they them, or I'm pumpkin they pumpkin them.
Jeez. My best short yet.
Yeah, that was great. Those were my pronouns in my bio for a minute.
But people need to be taking responsibility for themselves. The government, you allow porn. You've allowed porn this whole time. I'm not saying it should be outlawed, but I'm saying you've allowed this. And now all of a sudden it's easier access for kids, and you want to do something to step in the middle there. I don't trust you to not break something else in the midst of doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It's super. Anyone can figure out how to block porn on their network if they don't want their kids getting onto it. As far as if your kid has a device with a mobile connection, that gets a little trickier. Call me. I'll tell you how to do it. It's just a simple matter of creating a VPN on your own home network, and it will automatically create a tunnel that all the data has to go through your home network before it goes out to the internet. And then you just chop it off at your home network. And you just hide the VPN from the kids so they can't shut it off, which is easy to do. But that's a little more in depth, right? Your 12-year-old probably doesn't need a data connection. I don't think Emmanuel got a data connection until he was 16. Right? Like, he had a smartphone when he was in junior high, but that didn't leave the house because my brother, his phones were constantly being stolen at junior high, and Emmanuel was going to the same junior high he was at.
Oh, bro, I hated it. They used to make us leave our phones in our backpacks at school. And I was just like, you're stupid. You don't think someone's just going to come steal them all? And that's exactly what happened. Like, it wasn't even the kids who were stealing them's fault. It was the school being that retarded. You have old people running the world, man, and they don't understand like the change. Yep. Points you made. Yeah. When I had a phone, like at that age, like we didn't have unlimited data. So usually it was just you never had data. So it was just, your phone was your phone, and you needed to be on Wi-Fi all the time. It was a little different back then.
I never experienced this not unlimited. I've always had T-Mobile, and they always had unlimited data.
T-Mobile did not have good service for a long time.
Where I lived, it was fine.
Yeah. I guess in Texas and California now. Because T-Mobile's a British company, isn't it? Isn't it from Britain?
There is a Deutsche something or other.
It's Deutsche.
That is T-Mobile adjacent, but T-Mobile America is its own thing.
Oh, interesting.
I
have a hot topic.
Super into cell phones.
I have an interesting theory.
What's that?
What makes porn so disgusting is the fact that the money comes from trafficking, right? All the servers, the websites, all that money being made comes from trafficking. So does OnlyFans actually give a free market alternative to that corporatized trafficking for free porn.
Well, I guess it depends on who's been investing in OnlyFans since it turned into what it became, because it wasn't intentional for this. They did not plan.
It was Patreon. It was supposed to be Patreon.
Yeah.
Which I think Amaranth has always had porn on Patreon. Like Patreon was still like,
oh, I don't know.
Girls were still selling nudes on Patreon anyway. Like that's always been a thing. But it's just been like it's a culture. It's
right.
a new culture that it's OnlyFans.
I think the thing is with OnlyFans is they forgot to slip into their terms of service no sexual acts.
Right.
Or something among those lines. And so it was able to be flooded like that. And now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, how long did you really wait until you decided to do something about it? Because like for you to not be able to turn that around, you would have had to have lost control really fucking quick.
I don't know. Maybe there's also a privacy agreement where you can't see their
So
stuff.
Actually, Steve, you spelt that correctly. What the fuck is Patreon? Probably spelling polyglot. No, you spelt that correct.
Yep.
So Patreon is like a place where the people who follow your social media and stuff, they could give you like $5 a month or something, and you'll post exclusive content to Patreon. It's kind of like OnlyFans, but it's not taken over by a bunch of whores.
It used to be like for like
Different kind of
betting.
whores, actually. They just keep their clothes on.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah, like for like art or something like that. I was always on it for like gambling stuff. Like,
oh,
hey,
I didn't know that
gambling podcasts. We're gonna talk spreads. We're gonna specifically go over like what our lines are in Patreon. So like the Friday before all the games and stuff like that, Patreon was like a special show where they said this is exactly where my money's going. That's one. And then what else? A lot of artists sell their art on Patreon, and then they even give you a little PDF that says, hey, you have the right to use my art because you subscribe to my Patreon. That's what is also another popular reason that Patreon was a thing. Ariel in the chat.
Hello,
all is
Ariel.
lost. We have to give back Alaska to Russia. No, that's ours. No, bitch, that's my oil. You can't take my oil. Trump wanted to buy Greenland, bro. He wanted all the oil.
Hey, I was all for it. I'm like,
Me
sure.
too. We need to colonize Alaska. Okay. Let them drill. Oh gosh, what a wild show. Came at the end. Oh, Ariel, well, you missed a pivotal question.
Oh my God.
Kamala or Nikki Haley? Who you smashing if you had to choose? Ariel said we stole it fair and square. We did. That's what I'm saying. And you can keep Ukraine. Well, hold on. I know there's some biolabs in Ukraine. Actually, who do you want to have the biolabs? Russia or America?
I hear they're here as well.
Huh?
I said, I hear they are here as well.
I don't know either of them. Wow.
You don't know who Kamala Harris or Nikki Haley is, Ariel?
You know who Kamala Harris is. She's the dumbass vice president that laughs a lot. Yeah. Would you rather have Russia have the next COVID virus bioweapon, or would you rather have America have it?
Neither of them, because they're both fucking assholes.
I don't know.
Would you trust the American government to not kill their own people?
No.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather give it to Russia.
They have a track record of being unable to do that.
Maybe the Russians will find a way to have it only affect Germans, which I think I'm Dutch, which means I'm fucked, but that'd be really funny.
That would be amusing. I'm German. I'm German as well.
Oh no.
You don't get to be my size without being German.
Yeah. That beard too.
That might be the Scottish.
Scottish. What are we talking about? Bill Gates? Who brought Bill Gates up?
I don't know. Who sounds like a commie to you, Steve? I don't know. We've hit the 2-hour mark. Let's wrap this bitch up. Shock, thank you for joining me tonight. Tell the people what you've got going on.
Follow me on Kick. I do gaming streams. My YouTube channel. I do videos when I can. I got a Rumble too. I can put the Rumble in the description. I think I'm gonna stream a lot more to Rumble too.
I wonder if we ever went live on Rumble.
I was meaning to look and I didn't. I forgot.
Oh yeah, we did.
Oh, good.
It worked.
But yeah, I am on Rumble too. So for my videos, Rumble and YouTube, and then Kick for my streaming. And we'll be on third. Oh, is this Wednesday Devil's new show?
Devil's new show is supposed to start this Wednesday.
Oh, nice. I don't think I'm going to be on the first episode, but eventually I'll be rotated on there. But yep, that's where I'm at, and I'll see you guys on Thursday pregame. I'm very jelly of you, Ariel.
Yeah, that's kind of
smart.
You know what? That might be a pregame conversation someday. So yeah, I'm Static 2020. You're on my channel. Thank you for subscribing already. Or if you're watching over on Kick, hit that follow button. Same with Rumble. And then on Twitter, you probably already follow me if you're seeing this. So anyways, you will find me tomorrow night on Dermy Wormy's channel for Tuesday Night Mayhem. And then Wednesday, I guess I will be over at Beelzebub for his new show, Wrong Think, which is going to be his political show. And then you will find me back here Thursday at 5:30 Pacific time for the weekend pregame, where, let's see, what do I got lined up? I got some shit lined up. We've got people not knowing you can eat lemons off of your lemon trees. We've got that crazy Christian ad from the Super Bowl we're going to talk about. We've got just a lot of weird cultural stuff going on. And yeah, that will be the next weekend pregame. So make sure to join us then. And yeah, until next time, have a good one. Oh, you know what? Real quick, let's say goodbye to chat. We had Steve was in here, Duke was in here, Ariel coming in at the last minute. Thank you for stopping by, Ariel. I hope you're feeling better and stuff. I know you're having a
She wants you to play
Wolfenstein. Yes, I am playing so many freaking games right now. I am playing Wolfenstein. I'm playing Batman Arkham City. I'm also playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I am playing.
We got to play 14 to get our bearings in.
Yes, I'm supposed to start playing Final Fantasy 14 and Pal World.
Yeah.
And that's not even all of them. I'm also in the middle of Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring once again.
Ooh, nice.
But yes. But thank you, everyone who stopped by. And now, until next time.
Good night, chat.
Have a good one.